Welcome to the Upstream podcast. I'm your host, Ty Wise. I'm here with my boy, Grant Fish. And today, our guest, E. Scott. What's up, dude?
Scott, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Dude, it's been a hot minute.
I know, it's been some years, like
Shit,
2015.
What? 5 years.
Yeah, damn, five. Damn,
I know.
that shit fly.
Seriously.
5 years, bro.
So I met you at Blanco Tacos and Tequila, and that's where we worked together. And then we have a mutual friend, but it wasn't until after hours when we were talking about some other shit that it was like, wait, you fuck with music? No, I fuck with music. And that's kind of where that started. You were in a completely different spot at that point in time. And actually, you have a completely different relationship with...
Yeah, we went to school together.
Yeah, so that's tight, bro.
So it all comes full
That's
circle.
Full circle, brother. Full circle. Triangle effect, actually, right
Yeah.
here.
So where were you at when I met you in 2015?
I guess I was like right at the jump start of my most momentumous moment, I guess. Like when I first started and it was like getting real serious and I was getting attention and I was really networking and making power moves. That's when you kind of met me. That's like when me and our mutual friend over there at Blanco Taco were seeking shows. We started opening up for like names like Absol and Big Crit and shit, and we would hit a lot of venues, and that's the beginning of the actual marketing promo and it becoming serious.
From what I remember, you were like show after show after show, and you know, this minute that I started following you on social media, it was like, check this out, check this out, check this out. We were talking earlier, you know, you are a content like a machine. Like, you know, you pump content out all the time. At what point during the time that I met you was it like, you know, this is what I'm going to focus on? Because it seemed like it was about that point. But was that really like the era of when you were like, this is what I want to do?
I think it was just I started getting recognition for things I was doing, but I was already like doing it all, but like the music, like my sound started getting better and our studio and engineer and everything just kind of upgraded. So I started getting more opportunities.
I think it's interesting when you say your studio and your sound engineer. Do you have a team? Do you work with a team?
At that time, I was. Like right now, I'm kind of bouncing. I bounce around because I network, and there's like I've grown relationships with a lot of different engineers and people in the local scene now. So I'm not always in the same spot, but I work with the same tight-knit people. Like my photographer, or like my ride or die dude is usually Raymond Serrano. We went to school together. He's at like every show, always shows love. I try to work with the people that I've known the most, people I'm comfortable with, and things like that. Yeah,
and that's super cool. Having people that they're kind of growing up with you while you're accomplishing your craft.
Oh yeah,
and honing in on your craft, you're allowing them to do theirs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
We all came from the same place, like, and we see each other like set these goals and actually accomplish them in overtime. Like it doesn't happen like in a short period of time. So like it's been like shit since we graduated in 2011, like, and you look at where we are now type shit, like it just makes each other proud. And that's why every year like we're ambitious because everyone around us is ambitious.
Do you all hold each other accountable in the same way?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like if you aren't working or you're not doing something productive, or at this point in life you're not setting goals, or you're not a responsible motherfucker, then you're just not around. Like we just don't fuck with you no more. It's just like everyone grows up and goes in their own certain paths and shit. So like holding each other acknowledgeable, like when Serrano's working, or if, you know, like I'm doing something and we feel like one of us is lacking, then like we call each other out, because I mean we're working at this point, and that's what working folk do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we're on each other's head.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that's incredibly organic from the get-go. You know, is not only I don't know if the brand E. Scott is just you or if it's your team around you.
Yeah, it wouldn't be me without like my support, my people with me. It's gotten a lot smaller over the years. Like in 2015, when you seen me, like I would have like a gang of like motherfuckers around me all the time, or like I would be like, this is the team, this is the gang.
Right.
But like over time, it's gotten a lot smaller. People's agendas change, and like you can't really trust everybody that's around you. People's goals change. People get in and get out of trying to do this or chase their dreams or whatever. So people just kind of at some point.
How many people from Sunny Slope do you still have with you?
From Slope, do I still have with
Yeah.
me? A handful, not a lot to be honest. Like,
when did that start? So how long? I mean, okay, let's take it back. How long have you actually been in the game for, writing and producing and actually pushing out music?
I would say about when I was 15 and 16 is when I first started. My friends like Bizzo and Ashton and Biggs, everyone. Aaron Peterson is what his real name is.
These are artists right now.
Yeah, these are local like people, musicians that like we all went to high school or like grew up together. Ashton Young, he started writing and rapping and all that shit at Big's home studio with Bizzo and like all our friends, and like we're all friends with Chase McLaughlin and shit. We're just all around. So they started making music first and like rapping and shit, and I was intrigued by it. I wanted to do that shit too. I wanted to be better. So like that's when I started writing and shit. And it wasn't until about when I was 16 when like I was recording songs more frequently and like they got better. So I was putting them on SoundCloud and sharing them. So about sophomore year is when I actually started pushing the music.
What programs were you using back in the day?
The first program we ever used was like something called Magix. It was just in his Windows computer.
Magix?
Yeah.
No, I use that same one. It's funny when you find a program and you're like, oh, this is gold.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Like,
bro, we can record our voice. Bro, we can record our voices.
I think
mix and edit them
we had, like,
over
the little
these
machine,
instrumentals,
like the small like keyboard looking machine thing.
Oh yeah, that had the pads on it and shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, those came in once we started really getting serious with it. Then we started like advancing with the technology and shit like that. The first thing I ever recorded on was one of those bendy stick mics. Like it literally was nothing.
The USB ones.
The USB, just plug it into the base.
It's like a Sony.
The computer. Yeah, exactly. It was literally nothing. Like the first songs I think the first song I recorded was like "Stay True" and y'all niggas know. There's just some like random.
Can people find old school?
Yeah, you can find. I don't take down my old music. So like on my YouTube, I got old videos from like when I first started. You could probably find some old ones I wouldn't share anymore, but like they're there. And
so you're not gonna promote them, but they're there.
Yeah, exactly. And like especially on my SoundCloud, I have an old SoundCloud account that that just has a lot of gold, like old. Like I go back to it just for the nostalgia, and then I have a newer one that's like the one I've dropped my most recent stuff on, but still has some dated stuff. So if you really fuck with me and like fans like, oh, this motherfucker's tight, let's search his shit. I have all that shit on SoundCloud.
Well, first and foremost, I want to applaud you for your success because we're about to get into it. But from what we've seen, I mean, anytime we get an interview, we want to look at what made the artist who they are now, and it's unprecedented. Looking at your 2012 content to your 2019 content.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little toast here. Cheers to you.
Oh, cheers. Okay, motherfucker, put it in the
That's
air.
right, dude.
Like that shit, Let's do it. I'm gonna pour it in.
He's
glass.
like,
Nah, the moon juice. See, I was back in the day when I first started. It was E&J. I was just dark liquor nigga. E&J. I got an E&J bottle tattooed on my hand, and
oh no, wait, let me see.
I got a little E&J bottle floating in the water right here, and
it's a little hidden gem right there.
Yeah, I just can't drink liquor like that no more, man. Like it just I go. And that kind of
that's fine. I poured it up anyway, but if you don't want to kill it, I will.
Come here, bro. Come here, son.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, brother. Here we go.
So, your 2012 content is much different than your 2019, and I think. Well, actually, do you mind if we play it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I was a completely different person back then.
Dude,
like
this is what I remember.
I listen to old shit and I'd be like, bro, like
that's what I was telling him before
like
today.
this.
I was like, this is what I remember. Scott, like, it's my freshman year, and we're like, yo, that dude goes to our school.
Oh
He's
yeah,
fucking rapping about like all the shit that we see every single day,
Yeah, that shit like went viral low key in the hood. Like
it did. That's what I was telling him. I was like,
the
whole school is bumping that shit.
Yeah, everyone. young kids, even my baby brother right now, who is about to be a senior in high school, like when he was a freshman, kids were like, "Bro, like your brother's E. Scott, like, bro,
that's gotta hit you different." You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it does.
Like,
This is like the neighborhood pride video, huh?
Yeah, everyone loves this. Like my OGs, like the dude, like motherfuckers love this shit from the hood. If you're from the slopes and you see it, you don't know this song, you're probably not from the slopes.
Let's play it real quick.
Shout out DC, you know what I'm saying? He's a good guy. That's the homie.
MPC?
Yeah, DC, yeah. Devon Cummins. He was 2 grades above me at Slope. We formed EDP. It was just us two. It was a collective. Or a duo collective.
They call me Mr. Maybell. It's all dubs, no L's.
Royal Palm, right?
Royal Palm, Richard Miller.
Boy was getting so high, and maybe that's why they chose to tell lies. I still remember that November when my brother came home. I hit the hospital high, trying to mask it with cologne. Remember back in the day when we were beer on Circle K, just me, K, and J, and yet we always got away. We made a pact that if we ever got caught, nothing to say, cause the old homie told us that's the way you be the case. It's done left to the end of me, that's all I have to say. And if you got something to say, niggas say it to my face. And if not, then those is bitch traits. You niggas straight, bitch made. Me and E rolling up and down the interstate on the way to Dunlap.
You know Ben Blickland?
Who's that?
Ben Blickland?
Who?
Ben Blickland?
Nah.
Oh, he shot the video. He went to
Oh,
Slope.
really?
Yeah,
So with this song, how often do you play that song live?
I think I've only played that song live maybe a couple times, to be honest.
Couple times?
Yeah, only a couple times. I've never actually done that song live with him either.
Yeah,
like we've never.
Really?
That's
shows
old,
is-
dude. That's
Well,
fucking,
that's
like,
kind of
2012.
But what's
man.
crazy is it being as much of like an integral song, well, for you as an artist, but also for the kids that went to Sunny Slope and everything else. I think that's kind of funny that you wouldn't play that.
Oh,
live, 'cause
there's-
that's kind of the bring it back to
I don't know.
home.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've got. I guess I would say criticized for that a couple times. Like my mom's or like a couple homies from the slopes, be like, "Nigga, play on Dunlap." But there'll be a special moment for that one, like when I actually play it type shit.
You gotta
Like I
get the
just
build
don't.
up.
People have to know it too, and like not every show has like a gang of the slope motherfuckers there, and sometimes the show. Like when I'm doing a show, especially during the time like when you met me, there were shows that were opportunities. Like there were people there I was trying to impress, promoters and venue owners and shit like that. Like so I have to choreograph my set to the crowd. Not everybody in the crowd knows me as an artist or knows my music like that. So
I think it's interesting that you put it that way because I think there's so much more that goes into being a musician. A musician myself, I mean, Grant and I are both in a band. It goes so much more into we're just going to play this set list. You got to read the crowd. You got to read the room. You got to
exactly.
read what you're trying to do.
I was gonna
and-
say, which kind of sucks for you because you would like to play.
Oh, yeah,
you would love
sometimes-
to perform.
Oh yeah.
that shit,
Sometimes
right?
I feel salty because they'll be like, I'll have something in mind, but then like set time will be like instead of 30 minutes, it'll be 20 minutes, and then like oh damn, now I gotta cut some songs. Or
Yeah.
I opened up for Currency once, but I have to do a Currency show different than I do like Ritz, and Ritz was signed to Tech Nine like as an underground artist. So like my set, they're not gonna want to hear vibey things like right off the bat. They're not gonna want to hear songs like something with the vibe of On Dunlap right away. They want to hear a different sound. Currency
It's like
shit,
a mainstream.
yeah,
type
exactly. You
of-
know what I mean? Like it's mainstream to underground to the age group to the venue.
Yeah.
Like sometimes your set isn't even that long, and the venue is like people are drinking and kind of live. So it's like I don't even perform vibes. It's just like turned
Here's
up.
the thing, though, man. I love your vibe because the song On Dunlap, that to me was more of like that old school style that
yeah.
you're trying to portray, and you do it very well.
Oh yeah, it's a remix of Scarface on my block.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you cut to something like Crazy.
Oh yeah, that's
And
my
bro,
swag.
That shit shows all of your personality.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean,
That's
I mean,
Nuevo.
it says it in the
Yeah.
name. It says it in the name. You know, you show the crazy part of being an artist, and that especially in the video. Obviously, the video quality is
It's
incredible.
savage. Oh, yeah. Shout out, Flicks Photography, Ronnie. He's
Dude, they
cold
killed
out
it.
here.
But even the production quality, not just in how good the cameras are or what is going on in the video, but your personality speaks through tenfold. And it almost kind of emulates you as an artist. And if I can, I'm going to play a little snippet
Run that shit.
from it real
Oh, shit,
quick.
This shit right here. It's
My
all
head,
good.
man.
You
It's just dope, dude.
That's hard.
Scott.
That's my girl. It's my baby mama.
Crazy, I won't do the show if it don't pay me. I'm Captain Bitch, I'm so
Solano.
That's
That's Michael Stover.
shit never handed. Don't impose on my candid. Niggas hating can't stand it. Ooh, but kept their mouth shut when I landed. These nigga wanna be me or wanna be whatever's on the TV. I just mind my own, I gotta watch the throne. I hope you that tough when you see me. I ain't riding no coattails, the universe know me too well. Vibing off of this energy. My enemies probably so thrilled. Look, I got it.
Like, dude, night and day.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
Night and
It's
day.
hard,
Yeah,
huh?
that shit's
So let me
hard.
ask you a question. It's a transition, and every artist has to make that transition.
They do.
What was that transition for you? What does that look like? Because there's
just-
two totally different E. Scotts right
I started working on my craft, bro, and like through performing a lot, I developed a sense of what people like to hear from me and what people enjoy when they listen to my music or when they come out to see me. So that's influenced my sound a lot. So I do a lot of more turned up music now.
So
I like
live
to,
performances has,
Oh, yeah,
has
yeah.
influenced that.
Oh yeah. I want to like every song should be I should be able to perform every song. Like even if it's a vibe song, all that kind of shit. Everything is a little more up tempo, a little more like I have the ability to crowd interact and do cool things with like every song now.
Right.
Like, everything like I picture a performance with everything.
So when you say that though, when you get sent a beat, do you like immediately know what you're gonna do with it, or does it take? Describe that process because I'm interested.
It depends.
I'm a rock artist. I'm a
Yeah.
grunge artist, so
Oh, yeah,
I don't
that's a
understand
different
that
process.
aspect, and I'm kind of a
Oh,
dumbass
yeah.
when it comes to this subject.
I'm kind of a dumbass.
So you know, I'm interested. What does that look like? I had a conversation with my buddy Eddie the other day, who's a DJ,
Yeah.
and he was kind of talking me through the creative process of being a DJ and getting sent a whole bunch of different samples and then making it his own, right? So when it comes to hip hop and rap, what does that even look like?
I guess like I've had different kind of relationships with producers, and like my approach to like my sound and production, like beat wise, when someone sends me a beat, if that shit is hard, if I'm fucking with that shit, my core already knows the flow. Like, so I'll be no. I already know what the shit is. It's just a matter
hearing
of
it in
like
your head.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like hearing it enough and vibing with it to catch the words and like know what I'm gonna insert into these patterns. But most of the time, like hooks come to me. Like I already know what like the hook's gonna be type shit. And if it's not tight, I'll know by the time I'm recording. And
Do you wrap your lyrics around the hook?
it depends. If the hook hits me right away, then if I'm struggling to write the hook, like if
Right.
I'm like, bro, like this shit sounds corny. If I can't come up with something, I'll start off with the bars. Like I'll just start off with just writing some shit, and usually writing the verse leads me into like an overall topic or an overall direction for the hook. Sometimes the verse is just a verse, and then like how it ends and how like the energy of it just creates the hook, and like
Right.
from there I know what to do. But
Who sends you the actual beats? I know you said you have a team, and I'm sure that
Oh,
plays
yeah.
a big part in it.
I've worked with I've just through performing and just being around and networking, I've met a lot of like local producers. Like Bubba Dak is one of my favorite local producers. Like he's like the native Kanye West when it comes to production, and
Oh.
he's just
What do you mean when you say that?
He's my buddy, like he's like he's from the res and all that shit. Like he's got a real soulful sound with his production. He does a lot of cool sampling, and he just knows a lot of good music. And we love Kanye West, and it's just you could just tell the influence.
He's kind
in
of
his
going through a
production.
rough time right now.
Oh yeah, I don't. It's so sad. It's so sad to
Yeah,
watch.
man.
It makes me sad because the only thing I gotta say is, if that man wasn't as famous as he was, people wouldn't be making fun. It wouldn't even be a topic. Like it wouldn't even be a topic. I just don't feel like so many cameras and so much light is on him. I personally think he's just going through a fucking meltdown, bro.
Mhm.
Like this man needs absolute help, and like he's not all the way like there no more. His Bible, like I've seen this shit in people. Like I've seen it in like my pops and shit. So
Well,
like
I had this conversation earlier. I think that when you have that much amount of fame, when you have that much, camera time,
yeah.
you have to be perfect 110% of the time. Otherwise, something the slightest
Especially
thing,
Slightest
they'll
nowadays,
take it.
man.
And
Especially
they'll run.
nowadays, like feelings are just hurt left and right.
Yeah.
Like they're
Anything
just
can get blown
out of proportion, bro.
Yeah.
Or just
What do you think about him saying that the entire movie Get Out is about him?
I don't
Because
know.
that was some shit that everyone was like, wait a minute.
I don't know what it means, but let me tell you this: everything he said made for great clickbait action.
I like,
so,
I like where your head's at.
Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all the fucking articles from all the blogs are right away. Kanye wants a divorce with Kim K. Kim K had a fucking affair with Meek Mill, like, and that's absolutely not even how it's worded or like how the situation is. And even if it, I'm just like, bro, this shit is so nuts. It's just fucking nuts. And I'm a huge Kanye fan, and I know the pattern. And if you really pay attention to Kanye West, every year around, every time he's working on a major album, working on production for multiple major artists, around the anniversary of his mother's death, this happens every time. Pablo, the album where Kim is on the horses and weird shit.
That's interesting you say that it revolves around the anniversary of his mother's death, because obviously that
it's like seeing your mom here and then she's going in to do some normal shit, like just go get some quick surgery, and then you don't even say goodbye. You're not even ready for it, and then you're mentally not ready for that shit while already having like mental health problems.
When was that?
I'm not 100% sure on the year.
I mean, man, it was probably
I would say like maybe
5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was a little while.
It was
back.
like right when, honestly, like
2007. Yeah, it was 2007.
Wow.
So
what was the month?
13 years ago.
Yeah, it was when I started
was
high
it?
school. November 10th, 2007. Damn, yeah. I knew I had a feeling it was a little longer. But yeah, he's got an album dropping, and he's got an album dropping this Friday, tomorrow. I've named after his mom. Like, this happens every time with Kanye. Like, I wouldn't take my mom away from me, like, randomly, just like,
right.
I'm not going to be the same, like,
well, and
forever.
It's a wild concept when you think about someone that's as creatively sound as he is, and then you take politics into the mix, and then you take entertainment into the mix. The fact that he does fashion into the mix.
Yeah,
and
just did the
even any of
Gap
his
shit.
donation charities that he does. Like, that's a lot to put on one person.
On one person, and the family issues, which he talked about in the Pablo album. The cousin or family.
Does someone like that inspire you?
Yeah, Kanye inspires me the toughest. Like, all that shit, because I've watched this same mental health kind of issues in like my father. So the same kind of shit, the crazy anxiety and paranoia that leads to him thinking like my mom's cheating on him at every fucking second. And, any guy that walks past this and that, and like past traumas that he's had in his life that affect his mental state, and like when he goes and then dealing with alcohol and like the anniversary of the death of his family members and things. I literally see it like I see it in Kanye West. So it's like, for Kanye to be able to overcome a lot of this and still deal with the stuff, like he still needs like help, and he has to go get it now because he's not a minor or whatever. But the fact that he's still like produced crazy numbers of projects that are, his discography speaks for itself, and just like he's influenced music in general in ways that I don't think a lot of artists in this genre could ever do.
I kind of want to touch on that, because you say that his influence has influenced a lot of younger artists, yourself included.
Yeah.
And we spoke earlier about your influences from the East Coast being Nas, Biggie, and Jay-Z, Wu-Tang Clan, all that. But how your movement, you want everybody to be included, leading us into everyday people, and how Kanye West creates music for people that's not, it's not one-track minded or singular minded. It's everyday people. So I kind of want to hit on that a little bit, and there's more influences that you have other than Kanye West, but
most definitely.
It seems like that's a big one.
I would say Kanye was the first rap. I like the College Dropout was the first album I ever like tried to memorize the lyrics.
Agree on that one.
Yeah, most definitely. Like from production, everything. Like he did everything. He was producing and making beats and rapping, and I literally would take the fucking booklet out and it was like memorizing the lyrics to Jesus Walks like every single day type.
Right.
I think that's who like has the most sympathy for Kanye right now is like the people like you that have gone through the whole, you know, metamorphosis, I guess
Kanye
you could
West.
say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because not everyone. It's like I feel I relate it to. Like Kanye had like diehard fans the same way, you know, any kind of cult following motherfucker has, like how Kid Cudi has a kid, like Kid Cudi can't do nothing wrong to his fans. Like,
well, you remember when Kid Cudi came out with his Acid album?
And I'm a diehard Cudi fan, and nothing was wrong with any.
A
of
lot
them.
of people, did not agree.
Speedboat to Heaven. Well, that nigga also just tweeted about it too, saying that like he knew that the world wasn't like gonna love it as much as he did, but he was as an artist being creative, trying to create something new. Like he doesn't want to stay in the same box, and that's why after the two Man on the Moon albums, it got different. With Indica and Speeding Bullet to Heaven or whatever that was called. Like he got different. I didn't listen to it all, but
it comes down to, as an artist, you have to do what you love.
Yeah.
And when you sign over to a label, you're essentially signing over your right to create content.
In a sense, yeah. And a lot of artists do, and that's why I think Kid Cudi's like shit slowed down for a while because he was tired. People only wanted to hear this. The label wanted him to only produce this, and a lot of artists' careers like start going in different directions because of that kind of shit.
But when it comes down to your career and looking at your 2012 versus your 2019, bro, like it's almost every musician progresses. Every musician finds a niche. Every musician says, you know what, I'm going to start doing this. I'm not going to continue doing that. And I think it's very interesting because your music, just from the ones that I saw, and I could be completely off on saying this and stop me if I am, but it went from trying to emulate one thing to creating another one.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much how I feel about it too. Like I didn't know what I was trying to do in the beginning. I was just trying to like write good lyrics. I was just trying to like make cool songs that my friends would think they would say is cool type shit. And then as it progressed and as I started seeing like and started feeling more confident in myself and like loving it more, I had to work at it, and like my craft just became better. I started studying artists. I started like watching YouTube videos on like how artists started and their influence. Like everything just became more important and more serious.
Something different about you though is you created I keep calling it a movement, and forgive me if I'm not saying that correct,
cool.
but you created the Everyday People movement. Talk to me about Everyday Movement and what that started from and what it's become and what it means to you, because obviously it means more to you and it has a much more deeper foundation. There's a lot more rooting that goes into that.
Well, me as a person, I'd say growing up, I didn't always feel accepted, you know, like I grew up before I hit the slopes, I grew up in a neighborhood that was predominantly like white, and I'm mixed, and
I don't think people know what the slopes is. So talk to them about
I mean, the slopes is a section in Phoenix that is the Sunny Slope neighborhood near Sunny Slope, Central and Phoenix, Central and like Dunlap too.
It's in this weird spot where you have really, really
it's like half hood, half not. Yeah, it's like,
and then you have not so great areas.
Yeah, exactly. You could be on Hatcher where it literally looks like Little Mexico, and it's like traps and hood, and then
it ends at Dunlap.
Yeah,
like that's literally like the
so we grew up on 19th, like where I was stationed was 19th and Dunlap, and then I lived on First and Hatcher for a while too, and we just bounced around that whole, like the whole neighborhood. Like Sergio lived on the east side of the slopes near like Palmer Park and shit, and we stayed over there like near Royal Palm, and that's where the studio was, near Royal Palm, like 19th between Dunlap and Butler and shit. So
Palmer Park still has those dope ass basketball games going on.
Yeah, they do. You can drive right past and see them going on and shit. Yeah.
When did EDP start?
I'd say EDP started about 2012.
So
like,
2 years after you decided to get into music.
Yeah, because
we went through. I want to make my own movement. I want to make a following.
Yeah, me and my boy. It started off as just a collective or like a duo. So me and my boy DC, we used to go by New Era, and we just made music and dropped music and all that shit. And then we didn't like the name anymore. And then we were influenced by a lot of like old school music, like old school shit. And like Sly and the Family Stone had the song "We're Everyday People," and we wanted to sample it so bad, and we just loved the song. And we like everyday people, EDP, like fuck it, like that's who we are, nigga. That's what we've been, and that's kind of how it started. And then DC got locked up for a couple years, so
You were solo.
yeah, it was hard to push the duo when at the time we didn't have a lot of quality stuff to push while he was away.
Right.
So basically, that's when I decided, okay, this shit's a movement. Like that's what this shit really is anyway.
Would you call it a movement?
Yeah, I called it a movement. It's been a movement since the SoundCloud is SoundCloud/EDP movement. Like,
Okay.
It's
I didn't know if I was saying it right, but
no.
Now I feel
That's
better
how
about
that's how
myself.
like it might be small now, but it's gonna be something once.
Oh, it's something that stuck with me, and
Yeah.
I mean, last time
everybody
I saw
can.
you was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and it just can just stick with people. People like that. People like getting behind something positive and something that everyone can be on board with.
So what does it mean to you?
It just means equality. Like it means anything. It means you don't gotta be rich or poor. Like it just represents the most equal shit ever to me. Like literally, motherfuckers who work 9 to 5s and literally people who hustle every day, people who just work hard for their responsibilities.
A lot of people aren't
shit.
working 9 to 5s right now.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
lot of people are working 10 to 10s.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? A
people-
lot of people are doing things that at the end of the day, I think the mainstream media wants to say that obviously with COVID and everything else, there's a big unemployment rate.
Mhm.
But I think that the mainstream media wants to say that everyone is working these 9 to 5s. But that's not the case with,
No,
I mean,
no.
you know the deal. Like
Yeah.
some of us will go in at 3 o'clock and we won't be out until 10 o'clock, 11
Oh,
o'clock.
yeah.
And that's the premium part of our day.
Yeah,
You know, and then you go to bed, you wake up, it's, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock. You take that extra hour to wake up and get your breakfast or whatever the hell you do to get ready. And then next thing you know, you're at work.
Yeah, and this music is for those motherfuckers to have inspiration and feel like it's not just a routine. Like you can fucking go for your shit. And like I've accomplished things that like if I would have told the high school me, bro, you're gonna do this and this, I wouldn't have even believed it or thought like, damn, that's enough. You know what I mean? Like I might not even able to.
Do you
I
ever
might
think
not,
it's enough?
No, I mean
as an
that's why
artist?
I keep going. But
I love that because
but-
I'm in the same boat. It's never enough.
it's never enough, and that's what keeps the movement going type shit. That's what keeps me working. But
What stops E. Scott? When do you take time for yourself? Do you take time for
oh yeah,
self realization, self growth?
oh yeah, you kind of have to take a step back sometimes.
I don't know if I trust you because I see you pumping shit out every goddamn day.
I got enough content.
How many
so
videos do you have on YouTube, dude?
I don't know. I got over 20 probably.
Over 20?
Yeah,
That's
over
it?
20. Over 20.
No way.
Over the
Just with E. Scott or with EDP or with
yeah, I got well over like 30 videos like just being in collabs, like videos with other
Yeah.
people. Cypher videos, like shit. In 2017, this Cypher series was going locally viral
what
for
do
a
you mean
while.
Cypher series?
This dude started a Cypher series basically where he just took popular locals.
That bourbon will hit you.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. But it was just local popular people. So he took one collective and did a cypher with them. He handpicked some local like heavy hitters and put them in a cypher together and like just did a dope little video. Those videos are up and those were lit. I was in 2 of those and they were fucking, that's like I got a cool ass buzz 2017 to like early 2019. Got a lot of shows and a lot of gigs just because I was.
When you collab with other people, do you see more of a surgence of followers and of fans to connect with you, or do you see that it's just the fact that you are pumping more content out? And I know I keep going back to content, but again, I don't think people realize like you hustle every goddamn day.
Yeah, that's why it's like whenever someone catches on, or like that's why I like to perform, because
you're like the Kevin Hart of Phoenix, dude.
Thanks, dude. I put it up. Except like it's 72 feet taller. Like
what do you got with? What's wrong with being 5'4", dog?
This guy right
Nothing, I guess. But when you've been 6 foot plus for so long, yeah, I don't want to go down.
But seriously, like, you know, when it comes down to it, you don't rest, and I've seen a consistency from you that I don't see in a lot of artists, and you know, everyone's trying to chase that dream, everyone's trying to push that envelope, but at the end of the day, no one's got that same
the grind, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's and the fact that when I brought it up to Grant and he's like, dude, I went to high school with that fool. And I'm like, oh, cool. So we have a common link.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, we reach out and we're like, hey, we want to do an interview. We're like, hey, I have something else coming out. I'm like, of course you fucking do.
Yeah, you know, like I have to stay consistent no matter where shit's going, no matter like even if it's a slow year, sometimes it is, you know, like I still have to put shit out. Like I have to still push shit out, because you never know who's watching. You never know what opportunity might just fall in your lap. You never know when shit just might work out. So
how has COVID affected your
not being able to do shows? I missed a couple opportunities out of state, like a Cali opportunity.
So you're doing things out of state now? Yeah,
I tried to. I've done shows I headlined a show with some underground artists in Colorado, Denver for New Year's in 2014. I've performed all up California for the last 3 years. Like
you said, you're from Texas. You've done some shit in Texas.
I haven't done anything in Texas yet.
You haven't done anything yet?
No. Actually, I lied to everybody. I performed at South by Southwest once. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, I forgot.
No big deal. It's just one of the biggest music festivals in Texas.
Not a major stage, but I was there.
Right.
and
how'd you land that gig?
I was working with the record label on an album for an album. Me and
what label? Or can you
they
say?
used to be called Rethink Records. It's not Rethink Records. No, it's not Rethink Records no more. They
rethought the name.
But yeah, since then they've changed and done new shit. But back then, the dude who launched it was my personal producer, and he wanted to work on an album with me. So while he launched the label, I was like the sole like rap artist that was there. He booked a location and a venue in downtown Austin the Friday of the final Friday, like out there.
Austin is one fun fucking city.
Oh, I loved it, bro.
Especially downtown Austin.
Yeah, it was dope. My uncle
you
worked
hit 6th
at
Street, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah, bro. We was up there, bro.
You can't
good
stay
weed.
truthful
We were doing
to one
super
bar.
cool shit. No, and
There's
they had
so
this
many.
cool app that launched, and they were basically just there for the weekend. Like it had it in a few states, but they were like promoting for South by Southwest. And I downloaded the app, and it was every day for like random bars. You just click the bar, and you get a free drink at this bar like 4 or 5 times a day. So I was
Wait,
bar
hold
hopping
on.
all day.
There was an app where you could click on a bar and they would buy your drink.
Yeah, so they had a list of
Are you joking?
No, it was a list of like
what is
as
this
many
app called?
bars. I don't remember what it's called. I don't even know if, and there were only, it was like a beta period, and it was only in Vegas, California, South by Southwest. It wasn't even in Arizona. So when I came back from South by Southwest, I couldn't use this shit at all. But out there, it was tight.
Yo, I went to, there's this bar in Austin, Texas, and I think it's called El Camino. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
It sounds familiar.
You'll know this bar once I describe it. So you go into this bar, and mind you, I'm already deep. And I walk into this bar, and all of a sudden, it's just Swedish death metal music going on, and all of a sudden, that sets the tone pretty quickly.
Oh, shit.
And I'm with a whole bunch of friends, and there's like gargoyle hands, hanging off the sides, holding the lights and shit. And I'm like, where the fuck?
This is in Austin?
This is in Austin.
Yeah, I know exactly what bar. I went there for lunch.
You went there? Okay.
I had a tall PBR.
You know what I'm
it's like
talking
a gothic. It almost looks like a gothic bar.
Exactly.
But I went there during the day, and they weren't like playing heavy music.
Oh, dude, you walk in, and as soon as I'm there, I'm like, hey, we need to get the fuck out of here. I'm not in my right sit
for that
long,
bro. No.
All of a sudden, I'm having a conversation, with one of my buddies, and you hear, all right, Christy, come on down. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Oh, we ordered food. Oh, you did? You ordered fucking food? Oh, glad I knew. And they bring up the fries, but there's like green chili over the top that looks like shit. Like literal shit over the top. And I'm like, I can't eat that. I can't do that. Oh, yeah. And they're like, no, like it's okay. It's just green salsa. And I'm like, no, I can't. They're like, no, like you're tripping, so it's okay. It's like, okay, just enjoy. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to figure shit out in my own brain. And I turn to the side, and up in the TV is the Team America scene where the two dolls are fucking. And I'm like, what is going on in this bar right now? So every time that someone brings up Austin, Texas, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to revisit that when I'm not.
Oh yeah, when you're not
deep
lit.
As fuck.
Or you could revisit it again when you are deep as fuck.
Go back in and be like, let's see if it happens again. Fuck it.
Round 2.
Shit. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
No, that's scary, dude. I'll try not to.
You ever tried psychedelics?
Yeah, I do. I used to do them. Right now, because my girlfriend is pregnant, and like I just don't.
What?
I'm just not trying to do acid because we did acid together, and like
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a congratulatory
thing,
right?
Thank you. Yeah. Cheers. Pour it up, baby.
Come on now.
Pour me up, baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Having a baby, baby
dope,
girl.
Man.
Her name is.
For you as well?
Her name is Gianna. I don't have.
Is this baby number 1?
Yeah, it's my first child.
Oh,
cheers to you,
first
man.
child,
What's up, man?
Thank you, man. Cheers, baby.
Boom. Literally. That's awesome.
Yep, very excited.
So, when does that happen?
September. She's due in September. End of
that's
September. Close. She might come sooner. It's looking like possibly.
It's kind of cool that you are in this area in your career where you have a lot of traction behind you. You have a lot of, I don't want to say a cult following, but you have a following.
Yeah, I would say locally, this is what it is. The Arizona hip hop scene is grown tremendously since I started. When I started in artists.
What did you see when you started?
When I started, there was no opportunity for shows. You couldn't do shows unless you were over 21. Because you had to be over 21, and the only promoters that were putting you on shows are putting locals in shitty shows.
There was no venues either.
There was some venues, but there wasn't opportunity.
Like,
the Club Red, the venue. Now it's lit. Downtown has I forget what it's called. The Press Room, right downtown, which is
Crescent
a nice,
Ballroom,
Crescent
Ballroom,
Valley Bar. Downtown
Bar
Phoenix
too.
is lit.
Yeah.
Like opportunity for artists now is way better. Respect.
Did you hear what happened to BLK Live?
Yeah, they closed.
They closed down. You know why?
Why? Corrupt.
No, they got a fucking sound complaint.
They got a sound
BLK opened up as a music venue.
It was so controversial. My homegirl used to work there back in the day when she used to help like some GOD homies get shows there, and like she used to work with Respect the Underground and shit. But they had controversial shit with something, and I had a feeling that they were gonna close down.
Well, no. Apparently, what had happened was after a certain amount of time, they were in such an area to where the residents that were around were like, "Hey, they're too loud."
Oh damn!
Next thing you know, they shut down, shut down.
They were a music venue in the area before there was a lot of major businesses around. Probably
exactly.
Before they were getting
that's
complained.
The fucked up part is you're, and this is gonna kind of go into a weird, hot topic, but you're taking old ass bands that a bunch of old ass people are gonna love. And because they're too loud, you're going to shut it the fuck down?
Yeah, well...
Get the fuck out of here.
For that demographic, too, I just feel like all these bands in that area, like with the people with the money and the comfortable Scottsdale area, like would like to go there. And it was nice. Like, But in later years, before they closed down, like my boys performed there, like in the pool. Like they would have like pool party events or like pool show. Like Devin the Dude performed there and shit. Like
Crescent Ballroom has done a phenomenal job.
Crescent Ballroom is dope as fuck.
Way more people come out here, like, and even like artists like I don't know if y'all know like Toby Lou and shit like that. Like there's a lot of like artists that are like not famous, but like famous.
Doozy Doo, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like, motherfuckers like, and they come to these venues now, and they come out here to Arizona. There's just more music opportunities. Like,
yeah, absolutely. But when you have a shutdown like Phoenix has had, everyone is concerned about Phoenix reopening. Entertainment needs to reopen. That's where people flock to. Right now, downtown
some kind
Phoenix
of alternative, like quick, because people is mad. I'm mad, bro.
Downtown Phoenix is a fucking ghost town right now.
Yeah, bro.
And it's sad because that was the place where people would go for any and all entertainment.
I loved it. Anything, bro. You go catch a game. You go to the sports bars. You go to the music bars.
Like there was a few bars that opened up, but then all of a sudden
they closed back down.
Bro. Yeah, everything's closed. I live down there, so everything's.
You literally saw the open and close.
Yeah.
I've just tried to look at edit the most positive way I can. I've got a lot of writing done. Like
what do you mean by that?
Like writing, like music. Like I've wrote a lot towards the project I've been working on.
You want to comment on that or no?
Yeah.
That's up to you, man.
Dude, we should get him on one of our songs.
Yeah, I've been trying to do something like that, bro. Like, no, I got a buddy, Eddie Wells, and I don't know if y'all know a band called Dropout Kings, but they do.
I don't, but should I?
You should. They do this thing called what they call like trap metal. So like the lead singer is like he does heavy metal like screamer kind of like singing, and it's dope. And then the other lead singer is a rapper, and he goes by Eddie Wells. And this band is lit, and they got like a strong following and all that shit. I got a song with Eddie Wells. And like they just do that shit so dope, and like that's what I've been trying to do since like I've met you in like any kind of.
Bree was nodding her head. Do you know what this is about?
No, but I was more so curious. Is it like Styles of Beyond meets Suicide Boys?
Or like
no,
Rage Against the Machine,
I would say that no, because Eddie Wells got like bars, so it's like it's tight. Like how he's rapping, I can't really describe it because I don't listen to that. I don't listen to that shit enough to be able to describe
Grant
it.
Grant is gonna hate me for saying this.
It's better than Suicide. It's not Suicide Boys. It's like. No, I got you. I would say like it sounds like a straight metal band just let a brother go in there and rap with him type shit. Like, and it's hard. Like
Grant's gonna hate me for saying this, but is it a little bit able to resonate with what Grandson is doing? Do you know Grandson?
Grandson, nah.
No,
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
Look it up.
Damn.
So I didn't know Grandson either until this dude.
No,
yeah,
yes, you did.
I didn't. I really didn't.
So
no.
What he's doing is
it's kind of like a hippie sabotage, like break off.
Kind of.
This shit is hard, bro. If you want to, like, I'm telling you, if you personally looked at it, you would fuck with it.
All right, hold on. Well, we have time, right?
Just check it out.
We have time. Fuck it.
They got a song. They got the album's called Glitch Gang.
Give me a song.
Glitch Gang is the name of the album. They got a song on there called Virus. They got a dope video to it.
Virus. Who's the artist?
Dropout Kings.
Dropout Kings. Okay.
Yep. And the thing is that it looks a lot like my video, and I'm not calling them out. They're my friends, bro. Like I'm not calling them out, bro. But like it does look a lot like Crazy, dude.
All right, let's give.
But it's cool though, bro, because they're really killers,
okay,
bro.
What the fuck is this?
Shay. Oh yeah, this is it.
That's
this is
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
All
this is it.
Right,
These motherfuckers are. That's Eddie Wells, bro. He's hard. He's on my upcoming project too, bro. So
you know this guy?
Yeah, I know him too.
Got the
He's cold. He's
Paramecium
in a rap collective out here called Trumanati Group too. So, but this is their shit.
I can fuck with this.
Yeah,
y'all would fuck with it. That's why I said I knew it. I've been trying to hit this shit since I met you, type shit. But like they nailed it on the head.
Sounds like it could be like some Linkin Park, you know?
No, they got millions of streams. Like these niggas got a buzz. They're buzzing. They do a lot of big shows and shit. Their album pretty much is like their album is pretty much like about. It's not this. It was dropped before COVID. I was
gonna say
the whole album. Every song kind of is about like what's going on in the world right now, kind of shit, and it's just like. coincidentally all
So-
goes together.
Like current event.
But yeah, I should give them a shout out. I'll fuck with them. Those my niggas.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That was I fuck with that. That's dope. I think in the past we talked about doing a
Doing a collab,
collaboration.
yeah, definitely. I'm like 1000%, and I'm like, I'm down. Let's do it.
100%. The amount of work and the amount of content that you've pushed out, has it been lucrative to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's all put me in a very. It's put me in this new position to where like now I'm able to do so much more than I ever have. Like, and just
In what way?
my networking just over time, just my consistency and my ambition and dedication is resonated with people, and like I've grown strong connections with important like people. So at any point, like when this drops, this project I'm dropping, like I know the right local networks.
Is this project with EDP?
This project is an official like EDP drop, and
You said it is an official EDP
this
drop.
is an official EDP is backing me.
I'm curious when it comes to EDP, it seems like such a business brand. Do you have any plans to expand that into like a record label?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily. It's possible, but that's not really like a super agenda.
Okay.
Like right now, I see it more.
Obviously, you want to focus
I see
on
it
your career.
expanding. Yeah, I see it expanding into opening multiple doors of revenue and abilities to create more revenue, to be able to do things like start a label and to put money in my people's hands and,
Right.
and to help other artists and things like that. But as of now, it's the goal is to use the EDP movement to grow, to push the music, to like push the positive message and shit. Like
It was probably a little fucked up of me to put the EDP movement into a money area because that's not what it's about, right? It genuinely is about people. It's genuinely about getting a like-minded mindset. But all things considered, if you're going to push the brand forward, that kind of makes more sense.
Yeah. And I just like to, because for so long, people, it's like the same kind of questions you have. It's like, what, EDP to E Scott, what's EDP to E Scott? So over the last, definitely the last couple of years for sure, it's been a priority to try to find out how EDP can play a part as a brand that can create revenue to help push E. Scott, me as an artist,
right.
And like the message that I have. Like EDP will always be there, whether it branches off into just like a clothing line at some point, or just like maybe a brand that helps create money for the slopes and like, the businesses and the slopes and things like that. Like there's been a lot of different directions with what EDP could do type shit.
You do a lot of collaborations. Are there any artists that you're looking forward to working with in the future?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm looking forward to hopefully working with Tech-9 sometime soon, hopefully.
You have a little bit of a different relationship with Tech-9.
I would just say in Arizona, Tech-9, no matter, I mean, like, you might not know it because you don't know because you don't listen to Tech-9 or know about it type shit, but like Tech-9.
Are you putting me in
I'm putting a box on somebody. Whoops, let me go ahead and see.
No, there's one thing that I
back.
do know is Tech-9 is very widely known in Arizona.
Yeah, he's definitely got
one of the most famous underground artists.
Oh yeah, the number one. He's the most successful. Like just because his stretch is longer
You
than
understand?
Master P's.
I'm gonna get flack for this because I am a dumbass when it comes to hip hop and rap.
It's all
I
good,
am,
brother.
and that's one of the reasons why I like talking to rappers and talking to hip hop artists is because I want to know more.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, I don't know, and I want to know more. So, Tech-9 has much more of a following than Kanye West. I'm willing to say that.
The fuck?
Hold
this
on.
nigga just said.
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean, he justified himself by not saying that he listened to as much rap or hip hop.
You don't have to listen.
Hold on. I'm
But
willing
I'll
to
tell
say
you.
that because Tech-9.
I want to hear.
Kanye West is larger than Tech-9.
I want to hear what you
Yes.
say. I want to hear. I just want to hear what.
Kanye West is larger than Tech-9. But people that follow Tech Nine have a much deeper connection with his music.
See, you're going in the right direction. Yes.
Than people that listen to Kanye West music. And I
That's-
know that for sure.
Yeah, that's why my fucking goal, especially in Arizona, is to infiltrate these strange music shows. And anytime, that's why during the time you met me, a lot of the shows I was doing was at Joe's Grotto opening for strange music artists, because their fan base is 1,000% dedicated to them. 1 million.
It's
they will
much
never
more of a
not be
cult
able
following.
to do shows. Yeah, way much more of a cult following.
Right. Why
Like
do you think
Kanye
that
has
is? Why do you think that is?
the most simple way to put it, I would say, is like going to Walmart is like like underground, and going to the mall is like mainstream. It's easier to go get everything you want at Walmart. It's affordable, like all that kind of shit than going to the mall. So like you go to a strange music show, or you fuck with Tech Nine and all them. It's the underground. It's not mainstream. Their shit's not playing on the radio all everywhere and shit.
Right.
But they have so much dope merch that's affordable to the fans. They drop so much music consistently that fans can keep up and like constantly fall in love with something new, like every month or every few weeks or whatever it is. Like underground artists can do more because it doesn't cost as much for them to do, but they're making so much more money being able to do it.
I don't know if any of what I'm about to say is factual, so please help me out. But is Tech Nine signed to a label, or is he an independent artist?
Tech Nine and Travis O'Guian co-own Strange Music, and it's all independently owned. If No Limit lasted longer, they would have been the #1 independent label or whatever. But Tech Nine's Strange Music Inc. is the #1 most highest grossing independent company to ever, like hip hop company to ever exist.
Nice.
And currently,
that is literal truth to the fact that if you just stick to your guns and you fucking pump content out.
And you go back to old Tech Nine, like Tech Nine didn't infiltrate mainstream music until recently, in like the last couple of years, like with that Fragile song and shit.
For years.
Everyone, because we're in Arizona though. But if you go to some areas of the East Coast, or you go to certain, because strange music goes far, so like you can't say that they wouldn't know.
This is West Coast music.
But still, that he has a stronger base out here because Kansas City's in the Midwest. He's signed artists like Brother Lynch Hung who live in California.
Isn't it kind of crazy that someone who has such a following can have the amount of followers and the amount of listeners that they have and still not be played on public radio?
Yeah, it's just the...
It's the style of everything.
It just becomes to the style and their desire. Like Tech Nine, literally, you have to kind of follow Tech Nine to understand him too. But like he even said before, like mainstream, Tech Nine's not gonna go mainstream. Mainstream's gonna go Tech Nine. Like, and it's just he found the song and like he grew big enough to where like now he can afford to like feature certain artists on songs to make it go mainstream, to make it get played. Like I'm sure back a couple years ago, y'all were hearing the song "Fragile" on the radio with Tech Nine and Kendrick Lamar and a couple other signed artists on Tech Nine. But that song was all over the radio. And then he had another couple songs that were all over the radio. But he didn't try to even go mainstream until the last couple years, type shit, because he didn't need to.
Yeah.
And once you get that cult following and like fans, no matter where he goes, every strange music fan is gonna go to this show.
Is that something that you're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, and that's why I like doing these shows and fucking with these fans, because these fans will continue to come. If I can make the same money I was dishwashing at fucking restaurants, just performing at these local shows, or in the small level shows all around, and these fans actually come, all the that's a fucking dream come true. Them making the money on just the shows alone, and then the fans coming, and then me being able to sell the merch or like sell my actual product and my brand and my message to them, is the opportunity that I need and the opportunity that I want. And that's why I stick with these, that's why I got this song coming out with these specific, it's all strategized because these fans fuck with it, and like they'll take the time to listen to it and they'll follow. It's not like, what I'm saying, it takes a lot to get these motherfuckers who like the new style shit to like follow. And if your shit don't sound mainstream or sound like everything else, they're not gonna even try.
And that goes back to you as an artist plotting and planning strategically what you're going to release or what you're going to play, depending on reading the room.
Exactly. It's just, it's a business. It's not just making music. So like as I've developed my craft over the years, I've had to like look into these other areas of shit, like and have to know something, nigga. Like you gotta know what you are and how to market yourself. So like and like out here in Arizona with the kind of music I make and the performance I put on and shit, like the best marketing tactic is to perform in front of these strange music shows or these underground shows and try to get these diehard fans right away to build the leverage. So if deals or anything do come, I have something that puts me in a better seat than just a nobody trying to get deals, you know what I'm saying? Then no rights, you know, sign away my publishing, my fucking masters, all that kind of shit. Like I have leverage when I have fans and shit.
Right.
And like you make money and have fans by, you know what I'm saying, being able to touch people who actually give a fuck about the music. And that's where underground fans.
So when it comes to underground fans, you have a following with the EDP movement. You have a following with Cott. You have a following regardless. When it comes to creating music in this time of shutdown.
Yeah, it's a
just
bitch.
Your reaction says it all.
Yeah, it's a bitch, man. Like basically, it's different artist to artist, I would say. Like probably a lot of people are still doing their thing. It's just a little more like people are in their home studios.
Mm-hmm.
People are working in more secluded kind of situations. But I mean, like my girlfriend's pregnant, like I had mentioned before. So like I'm taking extra like no risks, and so I've had to spread my sessions out month to month. I haven't been in the studio as much as I normally would be in the studio.
If an opportunity came up to you to where you could play a show.
There's no shows going on right now.
But
the opportunity would have to be worth
came
it.
to you.
It'd have to be worth it. Right now, it'd have to be worth it because it's
what does it would have to be worth it mean?
I'd have to be getting paid a good amount of money.
Gotcha.
I'd
And
have
that's
to be getting
because
just because of COVID, just because I have a baby on the way and I don't want to risk anything like that. Like if it was just me, I don't. If I wasn't with this beautiful queen that I'm with, if I wasn't having this baby, and I was just single old, goofy me, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be at everything, not risking my health for everything. But like, I'm just trying to be a little more responsible now. But like, even opportunities, like I have a meeting with Christian Dawkins in L.A. on August 7th.
Who's Christian Dawkins?
He owns his own label, and his label has a record deal with. Is signed to Atlantic Records.
Shit.
Christian Dawkins.
Cheers to that.
He's got a documentary on HBO. He was the youngest. I forget the exact title of what he was, but he was the youngest in his position to work for the NBA, and he was basically just a scouting dude. And he started a scouting business for high school players for college.
Wait a minute. Did you played basketball?
Yeah, I played basketball in high school.
Yeah,
so
I heard you motherfuckers talking earlier.
Yeah. So I watched this documentary because it was interesting because he was young. He was in high school as like a junior and a senior running a scouting company that...
He was in high school?
In high school.
Running a scouting company.
A scouting company, an online company that scouted high school players that was like the #1 scouting website to go to. All the college recruiters and colleges were using it for... high school recruiters.
It's like the Mike Zuckerberg
of basketball.
Recruiting.
Yeah, recruiting, yes. And he was in it at a young age and shit, and then like there's a scandal that got involved basically where the FBI was trying to like catch coaches accepting money for players and all this weird shit, but nobody was doing it. So the FBI went undercover and like tried to fake them into doing it, like offering them these deals to get them to do it. And Christian Dawkins kind of found himself in the middle of it. Like,
wait a minute. Hold on. Expand on that because this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. I never even heard about it until I saw the documentary.
So there were people that were going on the record to say that coaches were accepting money.
Yeah.
Coaches from universities.
Yes.
Were accepting money.
Yes.
To promote players?
Not to promote for players, for scouting. So they were giving coaches money, and like investors and people are giving coaches money, I guess, to bribe high school players into going to their colleges so that they can get top prospects into their colleges.
I believe that full-heartedly.
And that's what it was. So the FBI was trying to catch colleges doing this. So they were fronting like people who were giving coaches money to do this. So they were giving coaches money to go get these players. But the coaches knew that these people were not real people because nobody does that, and no coaches were doing it. So
You don't think that anyone?
I think
would
people
that?
do it. I think people do it, and I think it's something that's been done. But they were doing it the wrong way. They were catching the wrong people, and you just kind of got to watch the documentary. I don't even remember every aspect
What's the
of it.
documentary called?
The documentary
Is it on
was-
Netflix?
Yeah, no, it's on HBO. Christian Dawkins, and it was literally one of the most interesting. The Scheme. That's what it's called.
The Scheme.
The Scheme on HBO, and it was fucking phenomenal. It was dope. But yeah, he also
Haven't heard about it.
So basically, long story short, after being under investigation and all this shit, the FBI tried to get him in on it to do this, and then they ended up like keeping the money and like not doing anything. But the FBI like couldn't do anything. It was just a whole scheme, a whole crazy thing. That's why I'm saying you gotta go watch that shit.
Oh,
It's crazy.
That's happening.
But like,
It's a scheme.
so involved in this, he lost his job and no longer was able to work with the NBA doing this stuff, whatever. But then he started a music label. So like he was like, "What's my next venture? What's my next venture?" So he started a music label, and then he hustled and got the deal with Atlantic Records. My mom, who's been my manager since I started getting super.
Your mom's your
serious.
manager?
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And she takes care of all the big shit, talks to big people. So like we know, like I know that like we can be trusted and like all that shit.
Well, shit, I'd hope so.
Oh yeah, most definitely. His story just like she just thought, oh, he grinds. His story reminds me of you, like how he talks, everything. Like I'm gonna shoot him this message. I'm gonna try it. So she kind of sent him almost like an EPK, like some songs, the brief on me and all that shit, and he showed it to his partners and was fucking with it. So we got a meeting, and because of COVID, it's been pushed back so many times. It's like doesn't even seem like it's real type shit. But yeah, we got a meeting coming up. And COVID is a bitch because
100%.
Just because of how it goes, bro. And like it slowed down my time. Like I probably would have this project done. Like it would have been like done maybe a month ago.
Isn't it crazy how COVID went from you didn't know 5 different people
With it.
that knew someone that had it
and
to
now
knowing
everybody.
everybody
knows somebody who's gotten it now. at some point.
even in your close circle.
Yeah. I
We're
already know.
kind of the example of that happening.
How do you figure?
Like our state.
Oh,
Arizona.
100%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying.
We're like the laughing stock.
I got my cousins in Texas hitting me up like, bro, I hope you guys are safe. I hear everybody out there has it, and everybody's dying.
Dude, because
Ah,
what
and I
did they
was
know
like,
from
bro.
what did they know about Arizona? Anything anyone knew
Tumbleweeds
from
and
Arizona was the
coronavirus.
fucking. Now it's
I thought you dropped I thought you hit one of them radio buttons. I was like, damn.
yeah, I got that shit queued up. No, now it's everyone thinks that everyone in Arizona has COVID, and while that's not the case, it's not far fetched.
No, it's not far fetched at all. And the thing is, Arizona's just dumb. Arizona's just one of them red states that just like has. I feel like it's gotten better in a sense. Like media might make it look like worse, but we just have a lot of idiots.
What do
and
you think we
people-
did wrong?
What I think we did wrong is when we first locked down, we should have stayed locked down until things got better, and we knew
100%.
it. We should have definitely mandated the masks, like, which isn't even nothing but a small inconvenience just a small inconvenience. It's not even that big of a deal. Just wear it when you go out for the respect for the other people.
Right.
Bro, I got in a lift not even that long ago, and the dude was literally trying to tell me that like his mom, who works in healthcare and is a nurse, this and says that wearing a mask is. And I was like, bro, first of all, no one in healthcare right now is saying don't wear a fucking mask because whatever. They might tell you don't wear a cloth mask because if you have it, and you're just gonna be fucking making it worse, breathing into a piece of cloth. But other than that, that's all this weird shit has been debunked. But this motherfucker, I was like, bro, literally.
It's funny you say that about the cloth mask because I don't think people realize
people don't
that.
get it, and that's the thing. People are sharing memes like, bro, wearing the mask this, and sharing like a box that says like, or the Target mask thing that says these will not protect you. Like, bro, yes, because those are cloth masks, bro. Like you're getting an American flag cloth mask or getting some cheap little cloth mask that does nothing. It's not.
They're
one of
better
these.
than nothing. Too,
I'm like,
you
and they're
know?
better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, but it's still the problem.
And I had to explain this to the Lyft driver. I was like this, bro. Let me just put it in layman's terms for you, bro. if you and me were standing next to each other and we're wearing no pants and we both were pissing, we'd piss on each other tough. If I was wearing pants and you pissed on me not wearing pants, you would piss on me, but it would be a little less piss on me if I didn't wear pants. If we both wore pants, neither one of us would piss on each other, but a little piss would be on us for the it's just nothing. It's just literally like put the mask on
It's like,
for
dude,
the convenience of the other person.
You know what's
Pretend
funny
it's
about
piss.
this whole thing is the same people that don't want to wear a mask want to control the bodies of women. And don't get me started on that shit.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's
fair
like, hey,
assumption.
abortion
It's a
is
fair
murder.
assumption.
But if I cough on you and you get it, I'm not liable.
No, and
Get
you should
the fuck
you should
outta
see the
here.
Karens coughing on people in the stores on
Oh,
the internet, bro. They're
fuck.
doing it to them, nigga, and it's
They
bad.
can't.
No, it's
But
true.
they're weird.
It's fucking true. And what's funny is when people still walk in. I work in a restaurant. When people
Yeah.
still walk into the restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, I need to wear a mask." Oh, you haven't paid attention to fucking
Yeah,
Fox News
it's
for the
just
past
respect,
fucking
bro.
3
Obviously-
weeks that I know for a fact that you paid attention
Yeah,
to.
bro, just sit down at your table and then take your mask off at your table and
Exactly.
you're comfortable with your folks. But when you come in, bro, I don't get it, bro. It's really not
It's
that
the
big
same
of a
thing.
motherfucking
It's
deal.
the same
Yeah,
thing
it's
when you
not.
check on a table and you're like, "Hey, is there anything else I can get you?" And they're like, $1 million. You're like, first fucking time I've heard that.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
They really think this is the first time that we've heard, I really have to wear a mask for 10 feet. Yeah, you do.
Yes.
You do have to wear a fucking
Just
mask.
do it. I mean, like, it doesn't do anything. It's not all that harmful. Oh, bro, you're breathing carbon dioxide. Debunked. Oh my God, bro, you're depraving oxygen. Debunked. So like all the
Yeah.
dumb shit, all the crazy major shit that they're saying is debunked. It's
Everything.
really just because even when you're talking, even right now when I'm talking, like there might be little spit droplets that come out onto the mic or just like, out and about, like whatever. Like I might sneeze or something. Like you wear the mask just in case of anything. It's just to prevent. It's just it's just a precaution. It's just respect for the
It's
next
not
person.
for you, it's for other people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not free, of course. Like no matter what, you could see. But it
What's
just-
funny is we would look at people in China or Japan wearing the mask and be like, what are they doing? But
They
we
do
don't
it-
realize they're doing it not for themselves. They're
for the
doing it for other people.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like a norm. It's like that was already happening in those Asian kind of countries where like if they're sick, they're already walking around with the mask. It's just literally
Or just their air quality.
Yeah, and what the
Yeah.
motherfucker on Facebook gonna tell me? Oh, so you want to be a socialist fucking economy now? Like, bro, what the fuck? That's not what the fuck this is, bro. Like, we're talking about like the respect for
Yeah.
human beings. Like, that's within the person. The law doesn't dictate that. That person
Right.
put the mask on because they thought they were sick and they didn't want to fucking spread germs. That's
Right.
it. That's
They're looking out for their fellow man. And at the end of the day, you want to be American?
yeah. Don't you
Look
yeah.
out for your fellow man.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to be being, you got to be human to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Come on, son.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be
That should be a
East
fucking
Scott
soundbite
said
right
it
there.
first. East Scott said it first.
Kidding me?
I'm just being
That's a
silly.
hashtag right there.
I'm weak, bro.
Next Friday,
Yeah.
July 31st,
July
2020.
2020.
E. Scott drops Get Off Me, featuring Futuristic and Stevie Stone. Stevie Stone is signed to Tech Nine, right?
Stevie Stone is signed to Tech Nine. He's been signed to Tech Nine for some
comes
years
full
now.
circle.
And he's a good dude. You know, he's a big homie. I opened up for him
How did you find your entry into that endeavor?
a few years back, probably 2015, shortly after, around the time when we met. I opened up for Stevie Stone at Joe's Grotto. Strange music artists during that time when they would come out here, if they hit Phoenix, it would probably be at Joe's Grotto where the show would go down.
Okay.
Could fit enough people, sound was decent enough, and they're the only people who are letting that style of like hip hop run that shit locally. But Strange Music went to Joe's Grotto. Stevie Stone was the headliner, and I got the gig. Opened up, killed it. You know what I'm saying? He heard about it. I reached out to him on Instagram later that day, just seeing if he'd be open to work and doing some work.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Work in
was.
terms of a collaboration?
Collaboration, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, looking to, work, you know what I'm saying, get on a song. So I got, you know what I'm saying, sent him something he was fucking with, and he was able to drop a hook for me. And then we did the video.
When you say drop a hook for you.
He did the hook on the song Get Gone, which is the first collaboration we did back in the day. After I did that show, we
When you hear that, are you building on that?
Yeah, but what it was,
Like
actually,
I said, I'm a dumbass when it comes to this shit.
He
So
actually, in this scenario, I see what you're saying. No, I didn't like send him the beat. I didn't send him the beat and have him like give me the hook so that I could write my verses. I actually wrote the first verse, and then I was like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, at the time I paused because I didn't have any hook ideas.
right.
And then when I started negotiating and talking to Stevie Stone about this collab, I was like, "Oh, you know what? Like his voice and the way he does his music, I know I'm gonna just throw him on a hook right now." So I put him. I was looking through my catalog, you know, what I had and shit, and I was like, "Bro, I don't even got no hook ideas. I'm just gonna throw this shit to him." And the beat was, you know, righteous. It is what it is. We got the video. Marmara Films, like a very prestigious film company.
Do you want to
out here.
showcase that here?
Yeah, if you want to pop that up, Get Gone, E. Scott, YouTube. It's out. It's ready to go.
You already dropped it.
Yeah, this one's old. This one's the first collab we did.
You said Get Gone?
Get Gone, E. Scott, E. Money sign, COTTTTT.
All right, let's see what we got.
That first one
Right here.
right there. Yes,
All right,
sir.
let's see what we got.
Yeah, the quality is this one shit hit the whoo.
All right, so
Carabaloo, nigga, that's what we was making.
here's the thing that I'm
Carabaloo?
seeing from your music
Carabaloo.
more and more and more. You like to fucking party.
Yeah, nigga, we was getting lit. I like to have a good time, and that's what I like to put in the music too. I want people to. I just like to make music that people can have fun.
I
to.
get
That's what
the
like to
same
do.
vibe from your music that I get from listening to the 2003 2008 era, right? And I don't want to put you in a category,
No, it's fine.
but that's this. It's fun,
yeah.
you know. And as someone like myself, I don't listen to rap or hip hop not because I don't like it, but because I have this ideology as a rock artist that I need to listen to what is going on now in rock music, and I need to figure out how to go against that.
I feel you. I tell you this, and I'll counter you with this. Lil Wayne's aspect was, I can't just listen to my genre to be able to thrive in my genre. He doesn't listen to rap.
He's
I
a
fuck
metal
with that.
listening to
He
skater
listen-
dude.
He listens to metal. He listens to old school oldies. He listens to shit like Janis Joplin. And he said the only rapper he listens to is Tech Nine.
Lil Wayne has a fucking insane life story, dude.
Yeah, he does.
This day and age, dude, like it's necessary. Like if you're a up and coming artist, like you have to. That's the most prevalent genre right now of our time.
When I think of the 80s, I think of the hair bands, right?
Yeah,
When I go back to the
yeah.
70s, I think of the progressive psychedelic bands.
See,
When I go back to the
70s, I'm thinking
60s,
Sly and the Family Stone and,
Yeah.
and shit like that. You
It's
know
like
what
the
I'm saying?
funk-
That's what goes.
the
That's why
funk-
you and I need to
Funkadelic,
have
Yeah.
like the disco. Like if you picture the movie Roll Bounce, like that's 70s.
you and I need to
me.
have
Like,
a lot more conversation
like,
because I'm
oh, yeah.
learning everything as is in real time from you.
stepping outside of that box or that bound, like, because I understand exactly what you're saying. Because I would say the same thing. Sometimes I'd be like, bro, I'm not listening to enough shit, or I'm listening to myself too much. I need to listen.
Right.
But like literally, sometimes listening to just rap, like exhausts me. Like especially because with the evolution of what rap is over time, or like what the mainstream, or like what what I'm saying is popular rap nowadays. Like I just can't listen to that shit nonstop. And that was.
I
Part
don't think
of
I
my
want to listen to the
Maybe not now.
rap.
No, not now.
I don't think I think I
want
want to listen to the underground. I think
Yeah.
I need to listen to the people that are putting out content that is different.
Oh yeah,
But
name
is
about
of the
52.
same
A
genre.
certain message. A certain
Toby
message.
Lou, Coda the Friend, bro. Like
This
listen,
doozy dude.
Dizzy
I'd be
Wright is cold.
interested-
There's a handful of
Yeah.
of cold shit. It's just aspect. That was part of my artist development and my growth too. Is like being able to appreciate other genres of music. For a while, I was like, bro, I only listen to rap. I only listen to hip hop. I only listen to these rappers. Like, and that shit was like hella. It just for me personally, it became ignorant. It became ignorant. Like, it became ignorant.
But I would be interested to have another interview with you in 3 or 4 months
Yeah.
giving me a list of of artists that I should listen to.
I can give you a list now, and in 3 months we talk about it. Yeah,
talk
and you
about
see,
it,
and you tell
be
me
like, hey, I've grown.
have these, and I'll give you artists that will literally feel like they influence your character.
And I need that.
And
here's one of the things that I've been trying to better myself on, and this is such a hot topic right now that regardless of where we go with the conversation, it's going to be ridiculed and it's going to be scrutinized.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because I'm not even ready for it, because any and all online bullshit that I get from it is going to be negative. But
it be like that. You got to stay woke, brother. We're in a world right now where knowledge is power.
Absolutely. And that is one of the main reasons why I enjoy doing this, is because I get to talk to a lot of people. I get to talk to a lot of people, and I get to get their perspectives on things that I would never think about.
Yeah.
I was talking to my buddy the other day, and when we're talking about the riots and the looting and everything else, I'm like, do you think that that's a right way to do things? And he looks at me dead in the face, and he said, fuck yeah. Because guess what? Were people listening before?
Well, yeah. I mean,
and I sat there and I was like,
Colin Kaepernick took a knee.
You have a
and
fucking
they
point.
Kicked him out the league.
You have a point. Do I think that small businesses need to go out of business because they get, destroyed? Absolutely not. But
and
at
the
same
media,
time,
but the media also portrays it in a
would
whole.
we have listened otherwise?
Yeah.
And I don't think we would have.
No. There's always, every era has their Boston Tea Party. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody listens until it goes there. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And George, you know what I'm saying? Trayvon Martin was the beginning, and like this George Floyd shit was like the needle, or the last straw that broke the camel's back.
How many years in between that
of more grotesque and brutal fucking shit? Like it wasn't like nothing happened in the middle.
Like it was just being taken.
It's a
and
thing
it's like,
of,
at what point do you push the envelope?
and I'm guilty of this. Like I'll put it right out there. It's not paying attention.
I think sometimes you just don't. If you don't maybe not every day. You know what? If you don't every day wake up and put yourself in the other man's shoes,
that's how it is.
It's hard. And if you don't, and I can see it, because sometimes, the white man can feel comfortable in their white privilege every single day. Not every, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You don't deal with it until
this
you
is
put
a free
yourself.
platform, man. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I know shit. You take yourself out your comfort zone and put yourself in their box or in their shoes, in their world, and try to understand from there. Put your perspectives, your biases, your opinions aside, and just live in their shoes. Picture getting it from their perspective, and see if that's if that's appropriate or if that's right. You know what I mean? And like more than 98% of the time, you're gonna say no, that's not right. And it's hard for a lot of people to step out of that comfort zone. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's nice to like be able to go places and not be like watched when you're in the store, or like racially discriminated against when you're just out and about type shit.
For me personally, I incredibly fucking white. I want to hear from individuals what the fuck is going on.
Stigma might be there for that.
I want to hear what they're seeing, because I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah, I feel that.
And at the end of the day, the one thing that I want to learn from is I do not want to be the person that they're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that. And it's, for me, it sucks to see white people talked about so bad, because I'm half white, bro. Like my mama is not like the shit that motherfuckers give white people a bad name for type shit. You know what I'm saying? My mom's the complete opposite. And like it just like the way that the world is now is just so shitty, bro. And like people are not willing.
I wouldn't say that the world right now is so shitty. I would say that the world has been shitty, and it's now that we're waking up to the fact that, hey, this shit isn't gonna fly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I feel like everyone can post a black square on their Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way. But who like, even if you march once, even they did months worth of protests and all that shit. Like, even if you do it right now to this day, even if you do it once, like, go out there once and just risk your health, just go out there and just stand next to a group of black folks and just put your hand in the air or drop on your knee with them and just show solidarity. Because that's when I was out there marching, that made me feel some
You
type
did the
of
one
way.
in Phoenix?
Yeah, I did
yeah.
downtown.
You did too, huh?
The first fucking night, dude, when they threw the bricks through the police.
Yeah.
The police headquarters.
Yeah, because it's right there. Yeah. See, I'm against all that shit, bro, because I'd be having warrants and
too, dude,
dumb
but
shit
like that fucking day was like right after all that had happened.
Yes, and the thing is, I understand the rage and the anger. I understand the shit. It sucks. No, it don't. It don't suck that shit happens, because shit happens. Businesses get. It sucks. A man's life was taken for nothing. Like, the thing is that the only way they hear is when we do fucked up shit. They only hear is when we do fucked up shit.
Which is when my boy told me that. Immediately, I'm like, wait. And then the fucking gears switched, and I'm like, oh, you're right.
Be as
It
nice
wasn't
as you
until
want.
shit got broken that people were like, oh, now it's a problem. No, it's been a fucking problem.
And no, it's not even that it's a problem. They just need something to make it a problem. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's not that it needs to be made a problem. It was a problem. Now it just needs to be.
They need to
addressed.
Yeah, addressed. But what I guess what I was talking about, or what I was trying to point out, is how they try to shape shift it into like the protesters are destroying and looting and doing this doesn't help anything. This doesn't do nothing.
That's why what I was telling people, they're like, I heard on the news, you know, like police officers were undercover and brought bricks with them. You know, I was like, motherfuckers are pulling that shit out of their own backpacks and throwing that shit. You know why?
And I was
halfway believe that whole.
I was at
shit.
a protest. I wouldn't doubt it. I'll say that I wouldn't doubt it. But in my experience when I was there, I seen situations where I was like, bro, this dude wasn't even like, I was there. It starts at 5. I'm there at 4:30 waiting. Everyone's there rounding up, and you just see random people just walk up and just start an argument. Not even a conversation. Just come up and start an argument with people. So like, I literally wouldn't doubt it. There's right in front of me, this dude just came up on his bike and just stopped in front of somebody and just started saying like, why are you even doing this? What are you doing this for? What is this for? And then trying to justify him like, oh, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you. And it's like, bro, everyone's around like, bro, he must be a plant, bro. Like, this don't got nothing to do with this. He's just trying to rattle you up before we start speaking, before the protest hosts start speaking outside of right there of the courts and shit, Supreme Court or whatever.
I think it has a lot to do, and one of the things, and I misspoke earlier, and however that can be misconstrued and whatever, one of the things that I want to do is there first and foremost, there's not a lot that people like myself can do other than have a conversation and change stigma just by having a conversation and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, everything else relies on the federal government and how they're going to regulate people who are in a position of power that are going to mandate if you do something that is against the fucking code, you need to be tried for it. So, when everyone's posting black squares on their Instagram, the only thing that we can do is have the conversation. Because everyone's scared to have the conversation right now.
Yeah, it's easy.
Why is everyone scared to have the conversation?
I just think people, it's an iffy road, I guess. It's like, if you haven't already addressed it, or if you're not open to it, like, a lot of people just aren't really open to it. Like, you still, like, people, you could, just like you said, you could put the black thing on your thing, but like, if we were able to have these open conversations without media and without sensitive people splitting shit, then we'd be able to get somewhere. But we also have a world where like, it's the same thing. Like, the motherfuckers killed Breonna Taylor in the most wrongful way, but you know, Nick Cannon is on his own private podcast speaking, you know, black history, pretty much like the same kind of black history, or the black version of what the Bible is type shit, and like his own words, and gets fired and demonized for the same shit. And it's the same thing for the white man. The white man could try to do the same thing in a sense, try to get an understanding of the basis using the only dialogue and verbiage that he knows, and be marked a pariah for it.
You know what it is? He said anything close to Judaism, and they took that and they ran with it.
They ran it because he used the words "white people are savage." Boom. That's not what he said. That's not how he said it. It's not the context of how he said it. But they take that, and that's the sound bite that you guys are going to hear nonstop type shit. Like,
what do you mean, you guys? No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
I was like, come on, do it.
But again, like that's how sensitive it is.
Yeah.
And it goes back down to, at the end of the day, you know, when someone is trying to search for truth, you have to sanitize your diction.
I don't agree with it I don't agree with being shit should just be blunt. That's how people learn.
I want to be wrong. I want to
be wrong and then you learn. Like you say the wrong things, and even if it offends me, I tell you why it offends me, and I explain it and I break it down to you. Even if it offends me in a form of passion, where I'm like angry with you for a second, you learn. Oh shit, this really hits this motherfucker hard in this way.
Let me ask you a question real quick, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Does any of that come out in your music?
I did do a Black Lives Matter verse on my Instagram that
I was about to bring that up.
I think it was lyrically powerful. I think it's good. It's just
which one is that?
That one right there on the bottom left. Yeah,
right here?
That one. Yeah.
I want people to go back and listen to when you started, because I feel like watching your progression is so important.
I feel like that's going back and starting from the jump, or going back and being like, okay, this is where he came from.
Artist,
it's good. It's all good regardless.
You have the luxury of doing that because you started so young.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it's still there. Like, it's fun. Like Uzi, I'm a fan of Lil Uzi Vert, and like anytime I'm on XXL or scrolling through Instagram and see it's like some crazy old footage or like crazy old little thing of Lil Uzi Vert, like that's just hard. It makes you makes you want to connect with them, and it's very, very few. That's what I mean. So it's like when you dive into my shit and when you become a fan of me, you could really go back, and that's why I leave the music there. That's why I leave it the way it is.
And that's what's cool about you saying that you don't delete any of that.
You might not promote, but you don't delete.
Yeah, so that a fan could really become a fan. And
I was telling him before you even showed up, I was like, that's a way they can, because we were looking obviously at your music.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a way that like average Joe can relate to Eric Scott because he's growing up with his music.
Yeah, exactly. That's the everyday people aspect of it. You look at it and like, look, this motherfucker been rapping about being a fucking dishwasher and selling fucking half ounces and ounces and shit.
And
like
now
fucking,
he's out there.
And now look where this motherfucker is. Like anything is possible. And it's not even crazy. It's just literally just.
No, it's not crazy. It's
hard
work,
bro.
It's hard work. It's what you fucking believe in.
And that's what it is. And it's like it all comes from basketball. It all comes from my upbringing and growing up. It's just like you don't get shit if you don't work hard at that motherfucker.
All right,
shit.
dude.
Like,
so I do want to say this. So this is how I know you, bro.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
Are you about to tell a story right now?
Are you ready? So the reason why I asked you, I was like, are you on the varsity basketball team? You're like, hell yeah, motherfucker. All right. So it's my fucking freshman year of high school, dude. And I'm like, I'm with some, like I'm rolling with my homies, dude. Like we fucking
rolling with the homies.
We only get shit like when we fucking find it and we sell it. So
shit! Find it and sell it. Oh,
so
damn.
do you remember the fucking locker rooms you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like the fucking the PE side and the fucking sports side.
Yeah.
And like, all right, so we're fucking rolling through the locker rooms, right?
And niggas would hit licks on them.
I'm in the showers, dude. I'm in the showers. Like I played football like on the fucking freshman football.
Yeah.
Like I'm showering off, and my fucking homeboys are in that locker room. They're like,
oh boy.
They're like, dude, there's a fucking backpack right here.
I'm fucking weak. What the? You gonna tell me you robbed me, nigga?
They're like, there's a fucking backpack right here. So
I think you're about to get the story of when you were robbed, if I'm being honest.
So I'm like, what the fuck? All right, cool. There's a fucking backpack right there. They're like, let's see what's in it,
See, nigga.
Yeah.
See, nigga.
Dig through. Fucking Eric Scott from the basketball team walks in. He's like, what the fuck are you doing with my backpack?
Oh shit! See, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy to see you. Thought I was getting robbed for a second.
Shit. You remember
Nope.
this shit?
Nigga
No.
came in like, hi.
Probably not yet, dude. But he's like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, I was at my locker on the other side. I was like, I'm showering off on a different side right now.
Oh boy.
Dude. He's like, what the fuck's going on, dude?
That's funny as fuck, son.
Hell yeah, right, dude? You fucking robbed your backpack.
We'll wrap this up real quick.
That's what I was telling him. Fucking when he invited you onto the show, I was like, dude, like I have a fucking dope ass story to tell. But like,
That was funny.
entails-
That's funny. I enjoyed that.
yeah,
story.
I was
That
like,
takes
it
me back.
entails robbing that dude's backpack, and like he got really fucking pissed off. And I felt bad about it. I didn't take nothing.
No, I don't think nothing was took. If something would have been took, if I would have saw it been took, I would have came back to
Yeah.
Musa.
It was
or
Moose's
Ebron.
brother though.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Nigga probably didn't know me.
Eric's
Yeah,
holding back.
he
He's
was
like, this would be a real
I'm
different
like-
conversation. All right,
That's
real
funny
quick.
as hell.
I'm just blown away by everything that you have, and I wish nothing but success in your future. Because
Thank
guess
you, my
what?
brother. Likewise.
You have that vision,
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate you coming on the show. Seriously.
It means a lot, bro.
Um,
Thank you for having me. Honestly, like you treated me to some good bourbon. Is that bourbon?
That's right.
Yeah, I could taste it. because E&J is old barrel bourbon mixed with whiskey. That's
But I
what-
want to do this again.
yeah, I
Would
want
you
to.
want to do this again?
Yeah, I'd love to, bro. Invite me next time. The project will be released. Hopefully, COVID will be slowed down. Maybe I'll
Shit,
have
we
done a
hope
show
so.
and we could talk about some cool shit.
Real
Got
quick,
my-
where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at everyday_escott, Twitter at EDP
Scott, I appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for coming on this podcast.
You
Thank
know
you for
it.
listening to the Upstream podcast, and we will check in with you next time.
Yes, sir.